Hello! Dining room crackers. Hello, welcome to Little Arrow Soaps. Today we are back to soap making. Aha, there it is. I know I had it. Salt. We are back to soap making after a long, very long bath bomb marathon, basically, for the past, 3-4 months. We did have some soap making in there, here and there, but in general, camera. There we are. You're angled slightly, funny. It gets bumped when we clean, but we clean, and there's proof. Haha. But yeah, so we did not have an opportunity to restock most of our staples. Luckily, we had most of them. However, gardenia runs out pretty fast, and that's one of the ones that we've run out of. So today we're going to be remaking that because it's been out for a while. And we're going to get some other stuff going. And we're going to get some clay made for our mythical collection, which we'll get back to next week. And then we will do our Soap Challenge Club soap, which is due next Tuesday, and entry forms are already. So I will be doing that today. But
I thought about doing one this month, but I won't.
This one's pretty advanced on the trace and all of that. This one's going to be a hard one.
What's that ever stop me?
True. Speaking of, you use my, oh, there it is, never mind, I found it. My hanger swirl tool.
Can I say here?
Yes. Alright, so, even though the first layer does not require color, I'm going to let my colors start to marinate. For the gardenia. Start off with our Enchanted Forest Green. Then we have our King Tut Gold. And the best name for a soap colorant ever,
Maniacal Pete?
the Maniacal Pete.
Maniacal Pete!
We're gonna add some color, or add some oil so that these can get liquefied. And I got new spatulas, which I'm really excited about. They're over here. There's the scissors I had like 2 minutes. Okay, I shall use a knife. So, they just opened Joann's near us, because we used to have Joann's that I'm pretty sure hasn't been updated since like the 80s. But this new one is amazing. And I need to go irresponsibly get lost in it one of these days. I went in with a mission this last time. So, these are my new spatulas. They're for mixing in containers, and I'm really excited about them. Because they get into the corners. Oh yes, they're working nicely. Too loud? They have changed their sound ratio then.
Oh, yeah.
I think it may have been them more so. I don't know if you've messed with the sound. I don't know. Lumpy, lumpy, lumpy. That's why we mix them in advance. All right. Set this aside here. Now, our layers for the gardenia soap are fairly simple. Each one is a straightforward layer with a little bit of, yeah, I thought it was pushed back too. It's like, there's the center of my mat. Let me pull this camera forward a little bit too. Not far forward. Define line. There. So, we're gonna mix up the bottom layer here. We're gonna add in our lye water. Lye water's still kind of warm, but that's okay. That'll help us set up a little faster so that the bottom is set up and ready to go. Get my mixer in here. That soap going out tomorrow. Which ingredients list can I copy from? You can copy from the last custom. It's the same properties. Get this mixed up real good. No separation. We'll add in some of our fragrance oil here. And you'll see it instantly starts to thicken up. Once they get it blended in, it'll kind of calm down a little bit. But this one works fast. So this does exactly the opposite of what we want our soap later to do, which is thicken slowly. But that's okay because we have incorporated this into the design of this soap so that it works. And in fact, we wouldn't get as good of layers if it was a slower moving soap. Skippy. And then we quickly spread it to the edges and get it flattened a little bit. Not that it really needs to be. We're going to texture it. Okay. Grab a spoon for texturing. And just go in and make little waves. Nothing too difficult, but it allows the layers to meld together really well and gives a very kind of artsy, whimsical kind of feel to the layers. So this hardened up quickly. This is what we would call acceleration. I am very familiar with this fragrance oil for doing this. One of my first ones that did it to me. I panicked the first time because I wanted to do this really intricate swirl, and that wasn't going to happen. So, in time, you learn how to work with each ingredient and how it best behaves. And this is one of those ones that if you like it, if you want to use it, you have to work with it because it's not going to work with you. And it ends up being a wonderful smelling soap and does everything we want it to do. I'm not going to be able to do some of the really fine detailed designs that we do in some of the other ones. But in our core, like staple soaps, the more traditional scents that we usually have. Yeah. In our core line, the more traditional scents we have, we do go with a little more traditional looks, more of the swirls, the lines, things like that, because it's what a lot of people are expecting, is what a lot of people look for in soap, and so we do have it. But The ones that are closer and nearer dear to our hearts are the ones that are a little more out there, which is fun. All right, I'm gonna grab my oil for the center layers. Of course, keep talking, but get that next section going. So, nice, dangerous. Press the wrong button. Off the. Apply for the next 2 layers, and then get the oil. I did not fully math this one out, so let's math it a bit. one. So, this is a larger batch. This one requires mixing up. So, let's start here. Let's get our thing washed off. So, here, quickly. We've got our lye water. And some extra salt that didn't quite dissolve, but that's all right. And we get this batch mixed up. So this is 1.5 times the recipe. That's why it's in the bigger bucket, because it doesn't fit in the smaller one. Then we'll bring our first bucket back in. Off about a third. Next one's this. You can go right here. Then we'll add in our color because our fragrance moves too fast to put that in first. Mix that nice deep green. And get our fragrance oil in there. Now gotta work quick. Always with this soap. I want to make sure I get every last bit. We'll fill in most of those holes, kind of creating that new layer. And give it some firm pats. Lots of air bubbles today. But this is a thick soap, so it happens. A little bit more. Just so that there's soap on both sides of the mold. There we go. Now I'll clear here and also do some light texturing. Next layer. Will be our gold layer. Mix that gold in nicely. Here's it going in nicely. Take a moment to scrape this down a little better. Hand creams. Okay. Gold layer is in. We'll texture this up. So texturing this one also kind of textures the one underneath it. So getting a little deeper here is okay. But we don't want to be pulling it up too much. There still needs to be soap, so each bar has some of each color. Oh, how are you over there?
Good.
Good.
How are you over there?
I'm making soap.
I'm packaging soap.
Oh, nice. All right. Now, last one, I'm actually going to mix up in this container. Got my maniacal pea mixed up. Achoo!
That's it.
Thank you.
This happened. But we'll test it.
Oh, busy, busy.
Huh?
Busy, busy.
Whoop.
Get our green in here. Some of those air bubbles out. The buckets always hold on to more soap than the bowls do, so I gotta scrape it down real good. Spread it on out. Color. Let's texture this one. Now this one's a little softer because I already used the full amount of the fragrance in the other two parts of this layer, and I need some for the top. So this will take a second longer to set up, but that's okay because we need that time to make our topper. Grim, out of the kitchen. Thank you. Bump it, bump. them together. Let's make our top. Our topping is super easy. In our cup here, we are going to combine coarse salt. No, not gonna make my life easy. We're going to use a knife to open the coarse salt. Now, I used to do this all over the entire top. I found that incredibly frustrating to cut package. We just do a little now. Before it was like completely caked in salt. And that was a huge mess.
Just a little accent.
So we're gonna pour some salt in here. That should be more than enough. I like to go with the coarse, like milled sea salt. Usually you can get it on sale pretty good. And then a bit of gold. Don't need a whole lot. And then you just shake the coat. And now we have nice, sparkly gold salt. And hands. Okay, that's ready for the final layer. Oh, that started to solidify. Let me remelt it quick. While I do that, I'm going to clean off my dirty.
Yay.
That was not enough to melt that. Back in. So, after this, we're going to set up for our Soap Challenge Club soap. There's a new technique for the challenge. It is called the Luna Swirl. I continue to laugh about how many things in the world are named Luna, especially artsy things. Pets, art. There's a lot of Luna. Okay. The moon's pretty, I get it. It's just funny to me at this point. There's so much of it. Really should go through one of our convention directories and see how many people have Luna in their name. There, add that to the convention bingo. All right. Final layer here. Get this all mixed up. Not enough. A little bit more. And now we'll add in our fragrance oil. Our final layer up on top here. Bouncing and slapping it into place. And get a little bit of order to it. Last time, we're going to do a little texturing. Kind of texture it towards the center. These will be kind of our bar cut guidelines as well. Our side set up. And then we will take our gold salt, put it right down the center. Hello! Hey Quicksilver, hey Maze. Maze, do not eat the soap. No matter how much it looks like custard, I promise you. It will not taste like custard.
Matt, what are you doing? Aren't you streaming right now?
So much gold. Golden salt. I'm going to need that in a minute.
I only need it for a second.
Okay. I put on lots of salt now because most of it's gonna let go. I'm also gonna give it a little pat down so that it has a better chance of holding on. And there is our gardenia. Nice and easy, straightforward, quick moving, but not too harsh. All right. Move this out of the way. Now, we do need to make a little bit of soap clay. So, got this. Move these. Grab some oil real quick. Make sure we get all of this off the mixers and just gonna mess with our other recipes if we don't. That's clean. These are out of my way. Okay. Got my oil, got my lye water. Now, this is gonna be, actually no, it's gonna be cream-ish, so I don't need to color it, I don't need to scent it. Gently pour our oils in. This is a partial recipe, so this is perfectly fine fitting in here. Gotta make sure we get all of our oil because it is a small batch, so numbers matter even more. So this is going to be soap clay. This is going to be incorporated into our mythical soaps. This becomes dinosaur bone. So we're just mixing it up, and we'll put it in a bag, seal it from the air so that the chemical process happens, but it doesn't begin to oxidize, which makes it harden. Because we don't want it to harden. We want it to stay clay-like. Got my Ziploc bag. Pour in our half batch of soap. Scrape it down. Now this should turn more white, but I'm okay with it staying kind of creamy. Because dinosaur bones aren't white. Like your bones aren't white. Only when we bleach them that they turn white. Alright. Bag of soap. That's gonna go in the bucket to process. Alright. Now, I'm going to clean up one more time. We're going to move on to our Soap Challenge Club soap. This will be a process, a longish process, but that's okay, because we like the challenge. Olive oil, which is here in the big bucket that I hate. Ow. Ounces. If you ever bought the olive oil from Costco, they in business with holding together. So, we have 33 ounces of olive oil. Have our salt brine. Have our fragrance oil. Just going to be the whole jar of that, so don't have to measure it out, which is always nice. I'm going to get the rest of my little tools out before I go too far. Hi, Janie. I've got my Cheshire Cat and my soap thing. Okay, mold. That'll come in handy in a minute. need these. One of these is going to become white, so let's mix up that white first. And I'm going to concentrate the white pretty concentrated. That gets water, which is right here. I want just enough water to blow by it today. Dissolve, please, the lump. Here we go. All right. All right. That's going to be my white. Get my other colors. So, my idea here is inspired by rosemary, the plant. So we're using a rosemary essential oil, which we've talked about doing a rosemary Castile soap for a while. So this is my basic olive oil. That's it. This method requires very slow moving ingredients, and that's what we're going to give it. We're going to give it olive oil, we're going to give it essential oils, we're going to give it cold temperatures, we're going to take our time. So I want these colors nicely saturated, so we're going to do a Let Us Entertain You, lettuce green, astro green, and I was originally looking at a light purpley blue for this, but with the colors I've picked, I like a little darker purple, so it won't be quite as accurate to the flower, but I like this bluey purple Harold's Purple Crayon. More tiny spatulas. Okay. A little oil into each one. Just to get the clumps out. Lightest to darkest. Ready? So these colors all together have kind of that blue-green base. Should lighten up into some really pretty light gradients, because that's kind of what this soap is about, is the gradients. Hi, Lady L. Welcome. Nice to see you. Things have been good. Busy, busy. So glad it's over. There was a point the last day that I was kind of like, okay, I've done this now. I'm ready for a break. So, I'm glad we did it. I'm excited to do it all again, but I'm also glad it's over so that I can rest. Okay. We have our olive oil, have our brined lye water. Gotta make sure it's all good. All of our salt is dissolved. Yeah, we learned a lot about how long things actually take to restock and sell out. So we will be using that information as we go forward. Okay. Now we're gonna just quickly bring this to emulsion. We want this as liquid as possible. That's why I've gone with this recipe instead of my normal one, because it stays pretty liquid for a while. Just a tiny bit more. No bubbles. I'm not comfortable going any further with that, so that better be good enough. Okay. So. Most of it. So I'm gonna look up my proportions again. I have not put anything in anything.
That's probably the gardenia.
That's the
probably
gardenia.
gardenia's right there.
Yeah, right there in front of your face.
That would be why.
Yep. Here I am. Here's the current tutorial. Alright, 50 to 70. 50, 55 to 70. I'm gonna go closer to the 70 side. I'm using dark colors. A fragrance oil dropped on one of them. I'm gonna assume it's that. Alright. Rosemary. Essential oil. Ah, that smells good. So that's gonna slow down our trace even further. keep us nice and liquid. Now normally I hand blend in the white, or I blend in the white with the blender. Hesitant to do that this time. Let's see if I can get it in by hand.
Oh, now I can smell the rosemary and it makes me want bread.
I know, right? Just have bread for dinner. Run to the grocery store and get a loaf of bread.
Not gonna be as good as bread that you make.
Oh, yes. Maybe I should make focaccia. White is not super white, but I don't want to risk thickening it by blending more in. I'm gonna leave it there. It is white, and it will whiten as it cures too. That's ready. Now I have these guys. This is where the rest of my soap is gonna go. Okay. Before I get too far, grab out my hair tool. Okay, this did not get clean the last time. When you have a chance, can you rinse it down for me? Moving on these. Out. Easier. Nice concentrated color. And then I'm actually going to pour a small amount back into the just a couple tablespoons, it says. Ooh, I'm glad I only went with 1 ounce on this. It's strong. But the rosemary is nice. Be a nice, warm fall scent. It smells cozy. Thank you. You are the best.
It honestly smells like the best kind of beerless house.
I know. It smells like fresh baked bread and gardenias.
Yeah.
Make sure this is mixed all the way, not streaky. order-wise, I'm going to start with the dark green. Bring in my tool here. So this allows me to hold it in a steady position as I pour color. Little pass of green. Now we're gonna slowly add white. As we do this swirl. The goal is to go all the way to white. So the original color is almost undetectable. Hey, what you doing? In there. So this will create a gradual gradient and then a nice sharp white line. And then we move on to the next one. Now it was suggested that you start with your darkest color because of the nature of my inspiration, the blooming rosemary. I want the purple up top. So doing this dark color, light color, then the dark flower.
Doing your very first go at the process, going against the advice.
It was a suggestion.
Against the suggestion.
Yeah.
From these people. Right. Works.
Alright, Zulu's leaving us for a bit. But that's okay, I'm still here. And he'll still pop in and chat. But we are focusing. We're doing important soaping things. Getting there. Tilt my device a little bit. I heard you were purple on top. Nice to have you in, Chihuahua Mama. I am not purple on top, I promise. Though I have been in the past. I have been purple and green and red. Never pink. Pink's not really my color. Though I've worn wigs that are pink. I really feel like I used more of that than I should have. Alright, I'm calling this close to white. Drop of white in here. One pass. We're gonna move on. Next color is going to be my green. So this one does morph pretty bad, but it'll return to a nice green tomorrow. I think my blue is maybe too concentrated. Should we do a bigger section color? The white, yeah. Or every white. Also, I haven't scraped this. It'll probably make it look better too. It does. It's almost out. Urgh. I put too much colors. That's all right. way. Now, we shall see how this goes. We don't have much left. Hardly any, in fact. So. Trying to do a nice gentle gradient. It's too gentle. This might work. This is a much more dramatic drop on the gradient than other ones. Definitely not going to be white, but it is something. Hello, Erin. We are working on our Soap Challenge Club soap, and we did not allocate our white appropriately, but that is okay, because we will make it work. I mean, stuff that doesn't fit exact guideline wins all the time, so.
Good news.
Good news.
Broken.
You did not break the things. Good.
Nothing is broken in mine.
Of yours.
Yep.
Alright. Now we have our full color, which we've been instructed to do as a drop swirl as best we can. All right at the edge here.
Ooh, that was nice.
I love the colors together.
Yeah.
And especially when this turns back to the green it's supposed to. I do not know where they went. I was looking for them earlier as well. Okay.
Found them.
Good. Now we go in and we do some. Not enough swirling. I'll be with that amount of swirling. 1, 2 more. And for the sake of finishing, just a tiny bit more oil to each one. A little splatter. Enough oil to revive some color. And because I can't leave well enough alone, just little gold. Don't fall. All of those together. So liquidy. There's some nice swirlies. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. What time is it? Only 8:50. Problem is, I did not prep for another soap. So, that's probably not gonna happen. That's at least 30 minutes to prep. Not quite. I have to wait for the light.
In that time.
I don't know. And glitter on top. But we're just getting back to it, so maybe we stick with a short stream tonight. I'm cool with this.
I got done what I wanted to do. So
I have got. I'm gonna bring that slab over here so we can show it all off.
and then I will go find us a raid target.
Lovely. And then I can actually like make us dinner. And that's not.
There we go.
Dunk. All right. The gold in there, it almost looks like Mardi Gras colors. Well, we are back to soaping. We are back to our more regularly scheduled programming. We will be doing Halloween stuff on Thursday. We're gonna make the base for our Halloween Eyes of Fate and do our first round of Blueberry Ghost bath bombs, and maybe some. We'll see. The big one, yeah, we'll probably do one. Now that we know we can do consistent, so I'll figure out what else we're gonna do, and we'll go from there. But it's good to be done with the convention season. We still have a couple of our convention exclusive soaps in the shop, but we've already had some requests for some of them, and once they're sold out, they're sold out until maybe next year. Not all of them will come back, so if there's one still in stock that you want, go ahead and go get it, because it may not be coming back next year, because that gives us the opportunity to do new, fun, exciting things and try new stuff and touch different fandoms that we didn't necessarily get to the first time or the last year. Do stuff more based on each individual convention as well, so like we can do stuff based off the actors or characters that are going to be there, which is always fun. So we shall see. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. It's always nice to have you. I know we were originally talking about taking this week off, but the Challenge Club happened, so we had to do that. And, oh god, it smells so good. Zulu's right. It just definitely smells like a good, like, grandma house. It's got that bready, baked goods, floral perfume. Nice. Zulu, do we have anyone in our sights? What are we doing? Where are we going? Who are we going to go inflict ourselves upon? No, we're done a little early tonight. There's maybe not as many, but hey, we will find someone and we'll get back to more of our regular length stuff. Next week will definitely be a longer one because we've got to do our mythical collection. Let's go to Astro Connect and see if we can finally ask what that space question we had weeks ago. Yeah, let's head on over that way. Zulu has a doozy of a space question, so come with us, enjoy the silliness, and we'll be back Thursday for making bath bombs, making embeds, and cutting soap. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining us. Oh, I don't know if it went. There we go. Good night.